Sets, example 19. Now, example 19 is an example of a survey. And again, as we have done before, I'm going to number the different regions. So when I'm communicating to you what region this would be, you will know what in the world I'm talking about. So I'm going to use red here because this time we're going to have quite a few numbers in our regions. So the red is going to be just the number of the region. Okay, switch to a different color here. So 175 people were surveyed and asked if they like chicken, beef, or seafood. The results are as follows. Okay, so the 175 people, if I add all those regions together, I should get the 175. Okay, so our sets have to do with chicken. I'll let that be set C. Beef, I'll let that be set B, or seafood set S. So C would be, regions 1, 2, 3, 4. Beef 2, 3, 5, 6, and seafood 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so when they say 119 like chicken, well, that's going to be regions 1, 2, 3, 4. So you wouldn't just put 119 in region 1. That wouldn't make sense. That would be chicken only, but regions 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be all that like chicken. Okay, like beef, that would be regions 2, 3, 5, and 6. Like seafood, that would be regions 3, 4, 6, 7. 51 like chicken and beef. Now, they did not say like chicken and beef only, and they didn't say they like chicken and beef but not seafood. So that's regions 2 and 3. 27 said they like beef and seafood. Again, they did not say only, so that is regions 3 and 6. And 44 said they like chicken and seafood, so that's regions 3 and 4. 18 said they liked all 3. Finally, we can write something down because that's region 3. Okay, so I'm going to write down 18 for region 3. When we have just the cardinality of one region, we are ready to write that down. Okay, at this point, let us look at descriptions that included 2 regions. Okay, so that's going to be these right here that only included 2 regions. So let's look at the chicken and beef. That cardinality was 51. So in that case, the 51 minus the 18 gives me 33 for region 2. So as you see, 33 plus 18 does give us that 51. Okay, like beef and seafood, that's regions 3 and 4. So 27 like beef and seafood, so 27 minus 18 gives me 9. Okay, so I've got that taken care of. And then the chicken and seafood, so that cardinality is 44. So 44 minus that region 3's cardinality, which is 18, leaves us with 26 for region 4. Okay, so now if you'll look at the chicken, the set that people that like chicken, beef, and seafood, now you'll notice we have everything except for one region, so we are ready to look at those next. So for chicken, we have the cardinality of 119, so we need to subtract that 33 minus 18 minus 26, and that gives us 42. For the beef, that gives us 74, and that'll be 74 minus 33 minus 18 minus 9. That will leave us with 14. And then for the seafood, the cardinality is 65, then minus 26, minus 18, minus 9. And that gives us a cardinality of 12 for region 5 there. For region 7, sorry. Okay, so we have the cardinality of every region except for region 8. So there's going to be a lot that we have to subtract here. So 175 minus 42, 33, 18, 26, 14, 9, and 12. And that should give us 21. See, I'll just write it up here. It's a little bit easier to see. Now we are ready to answer the questions. How many like seafood only? All right, seafood only would be just region 1, right? Okay, so then our answer to that question is 42. How many don't like any of these things? Well, we just figured that out. That's going to be region 8. And so that's just going to be 21. How many people like exactly 2 things? Okay, so we said the people who like chicken and beef, we said that's regions 2 and 3. But if you look at it, region 3, that's how many people like 3 things. So region 2, that's people who like chicken and beef only. Region 4 are people who like chicken and seafood only. Region 6 is people who like beef and seafood only. So that means we will be adding region 2, region 4, and region 6 together. So adding those together, we have 33 plus 26 plus 9, which gives us 68. How many people like beef or seafood? Okay, so that, remember, we're going to be adding all of those regions that have to do with beef and seafood. So let's look at the beef. That's regions 2, 3, 5, and 6. And with the seafood, we already have the 3 and the 6, right? That's already taken care of. So we need to add region 4 and region 7. Okay, so that is definitely a lot to add together. We will be adding 33, 18, 14, 9, 26, and 12. And when we add all those together, that gives us 112. Now I want to remind you, there's another way we could have done that. We have a formula for that. How many people like beef? 74. How many people like seafood? 65. And then how many people like beef and seafood together? 27. And then that should give us, oh, I said 112. I just didn't write 112. There we go. All right. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Give me a little space to write. Okay, next, how many people like beef or seafood? Beef or seafood, but not chicken. So it looks to me like I have the beef or seafood, right? I already have that figured out. But I could subtract from the beef or seafood anything that had to do with the chicken. And that was region 2, which has a cardinality of 33. Region 3, which has a cardinality of 18. Region 4, which has a cardinality of 26. And that's going to give us 35. That's one way. Or you could have just added regions 5, 6, and 7. Well, that's nice too, isn't it? Wouldn't that work? Okay, so what that will give us then is 14 plus 9 plus 12, and we get 35. And then lastly, how many like at least 2 of these things? At least 2 of these things. Well, what's the smallest amount that they could like? They could like 2 things. But if it's at least 2, that means they could also like 3 things. Okay, we already have the exactly 2 things, but I'll go ahead and write them down again. The 33 plus the 26 plus the 9, you could look at that from example C. But we also need the people who like 3 things, and that's region 3, which had a cardinality of 18. So we get 86.